ISPA delegates, fellows, colleagues, and friends. I'm Lauren Snelling, Artistic Director at Young Arts. My pronouns are she and her, and I join you from Miami, Florida, the traditional land of the Tequesta, the Calusa, the Taino, and today, the Miccosukee and the Seminole peoples. We pay our respects to their elders, past, present, and future, and recognize their existence and contributions to our community. For those of you who aren't already familiar, Young Arts is a US-based nonprofit cultural organization celebrating its 40th anniversary this season, having been established to identify the most accomplished young artists in the visual, literary, and performing arts from across the country. Young Arts is also the sole nominating agency for US Presidential Scholars in the Arts, the nation's highest honor for high school age artists. Each year, roughly 700 artists representing 10 disciplines are named Young Arts awardees. They receive financial awards and the opportunity to participate in a variety of masterclasses, virtual seminars, and community gatherings, learning from notable artists, many of whom are also past Young Arts awardees. Young Arts' signature program, National Young Arts Week, takes place annually and happens to be taking place right now, with over 120 classes offered over just 7 days by 115 guest artists, panelists, and coaches who are dedicated to supporting the next generation of artists. We often hear from awardees that Young Arts programs change their lives. And for many, this is the first time they're identified as artists, or indeed identify themselves as artists. And that affirmation and encouragement fuels them as they continue honing their work and pursuing a life in the arts. It's during this early phase of support that Young Arts Award winners become part of a vast network of artists and forge connections that can lead to ongoing artistic collaboration and, for many, successful artistic careers. Young Arts awardees now number more than 20,000. And to give you a sense of the caliber of artist, some notable past awardees include Terrence Blanchard, Viola Davis, Daniel Arsham, Camille A. Brown, Jennifer Coe, Jason Moran, Terrell Alva McCraney, Timothy Chalamet, Amanda Gorman, Billy Porter, Desmond Richardson, Hunter Schafer, and Claire Chase, just to name a few. But it's the artists you may not yet be familiar with, whose stories and song cycles, visual artworks and compositions, choreographies and films, we believe must also be heard, seen, and experienced. So how does this work connect to you? Well, Young Arts expanded its mission recently to provide awardees with creative and professional development opportunities throughout their careers. By partnering with cultural institutions, small and large, in the US and abroad, Young Arts is able to support these emerging, mid-career, and established artists with a reach far beyond our own. Some of you are already our partners, and some of you represent artists from Young Arts' vast awardee community. We would like to widen the circle and make known to both artists and the larger arts community the benefits Young Arts offers and our eagerness to collaborate. So I invite you to tune in to experience the 2022 National Young Arts Week Plus virtual presentations nightly from January 29th to February 4th, and to learn more about how you might collaborate with us by visiting youngarts.org. And while I've already called out a number of notable Young Arts awardees, another who I'm honored to highlight today is Caleb Teicher. Caleb is a New York City-based dancer and choreographer specializing in musically driven dance traditions and interdisciplinary collaboration. A 2011 Young Arts awardee in dance, they began their career as a founding member of Michelle Dorrance's critically acclaimed tap dance company, Dorrance Dance. As a solo artist, they've collaborated with diverse musical talents from world champion beatboxer Chris Solis to composer pianist Conrad Tao, who also happens to be a Young Arts awardee, from the National Symphony Orchestra to indie rock legends Ben Folds and Regina Spektor. And over the last 7 years, they've built their own company as an incubator for new concert dance works. Caleb Teicher is joined today by Michigan-born dancer, musician, and dance researcher Nick Gareiss. Though lauded for their status within their respective genres, together they move and sound at the intersection of jazz and folk, solo and social dance. And what you will experience today is an excerpt from their new 60-minute duo collaboration where Teicher and Gareiss blur boundaries and playfully transgress, exploring improvisation, song, and the idea of percussive dance. So please give a very warm welcome to Caleb Teicher and Nick Gareiss.
Good to hear, thanks. That was nice. thanks. Yeah, I'll grab your water bottle if you want. Thanks. Yeah, that's so nice of you. It's not like we asked you to go woo. We're encouraged it. Hi. How are you? Yeah, sure. Okay. Same. It's nice to be here with my friend Nick. Before we do our thing, yeah, we're at the behest of Young Arts with our presence here. They asked me to do this. I said yes. Seems like a nice venue. So this is usually the size of house that we play. Opera houses are bust. But it's worth saying that Young Arts is great. Believe the hype. I've done a lot of really wonderful things, really meaningful things, things that, quote, changed my life. But though it was 10 years ago now, Young Arts is definitely kind of the thing that sticks out as one of the best decisions I made for myself. It gave me a sense of purpose or a sense of meaning or a sense of community at a point where I really needed that. I was 17, 18, kind of on that cusp of, is being an artist worth it? And it was, and I felt sort of supported and welcomed and encouraged by Young Arts, and I still do, despite being slightly less young than I was. I'm still young, but, and I think the other thing we're saying is that a lot of my collaborators have come through Young Arts, and a lot of, having someone being a Young Arts alum is sort of a stamp of approval to me, saying I have a feeling that this person will be the sort of qualitative artist really interested in connection and community and sort of purpose-driven art. And quite frequently, that's what I'm looking for. And someone saying, oh yeah, I'm a Young Arts alum from 2002 or 2012. It's a good sign. So I encourage you to look for that little stamp of approval in bios or on websites, or even just by writing to Young Arts and saying, what cinematic artists or musicians or photographers do you know of?
Dancers.
We're really looking, yeah, dancers, right, yeah, we're dancers. Anyway, thanks Young Arts, happy to be here doing this thing on behalf of them.
It's Caleb Teicher, everybody.
Oh yeah.
This is a duo project that has the pleasure of being around in a lot of different spaces, as Caleb mentioned, not only spaces as grand as this, but sometimes outdoor dance pavilions, pubs, galleries.
Church once.
The project makes space to respond to a bunch of different environments, and so it's really, really special to be here to do it for you all. Thank you so much, ISPA, for the invitation. It's a great pleasure to dance with my friend Caleb Teicher. You saw some improvisation, as you probably garnered already, and then some Appalachian dance from the southeastern mountains of what some people call the United States. We're going to continue with a piece of music. It's actually a little nursery rhyme song, comes from the north of England, and maybe there'll be some other things that happen as well. This is called Jack and Jill. Jill, she likes to sing, little Jackie dances up and down the hills, sweetly taking chances if they were to fall. Who would catch their water? Will it be your son? Will it be your daughter? Dee-da-dum, doo-dee-day-dum, dee-da-dee-dum-da-dee-day, doo-dee-day-dum, dee-da-da, dee-da-dee-dum, doo-dee-day-dum, dee-da-dee-dum-da-dee-day, doo-dee-day-dum, dee-da-da. Who will catch the pail? Carefully they carry it. If it will be you, then we will be married. Then Jackie falls, Jill she follows after. We'll descend in tears, we'll descend in laughter. Dee-da-dee-dum, doo-dee-day-dum, dee-da-dee-dum-da-dee-day, doo-dee-day-dum, dee-da-da, dee-da-dee-dum, doo-dee-day-dum, dee-da-dee-dum-da-dee-day, doo-dee-day-dum, dee-da-doo-dum-da-dee-day. Ho, da-dee-dum, dum-da-dee-dee-da-dee-dum, hoo, doo-da-da-dee-dum. Dee-da-dum, doo-dee-day-dum, digga-da-dee-diddly-da-diddly-dum, doo-dee-day-dum, digga-da-dee-ka-da-da-dee-dum, digga-dee-da-ka-da-digga-da-digga-dee-dum, doo-dee-day-dum, digga-da-doo-da-da-dee-dum, doo-dee-day-dum, digga-da-dee-dum-da-dee-dum, doo-dee-day-dum, digga-da-dee-da-da-dee-dum, doo-dee-day-dum, digga-da-dee-dum-da-dee-dum, doo-dee-day-dum, digga-da-dum.
bench is just slightly taller than what I'm used to. Been sitting on my couch for a week. Okay. Thanks, Nick.
My Irish step dancing teacher in Cork, Peggy McTaggart, is famous in the Irish dancing world. She's the only Irish dancer I ever met who could smoke a cigarette and teach Irish dancing at the same time. And she would say amazing things to us in class. We'll have no scrapers in our class. No scraping. If you know anything about Irish dance, or Appalachian dance, or tap dance, you know that good technique is short, sharp, and doesn't stick around on the floor. And anything that lingers is seen as somehow less than. But hearing Peggy say that became a bit of a provocation, and it just made me want to go like this all the time. Peggy passed away a few years ago, and it's begging her forgiveness, and with your permission, I'd love to do some scraping in her honor. In fact, the last time we did this, somebody asked if that was a little bit of Peggy on the floor. I had the same reaction. Here's a step I got from Peggy. Both sides, Nick. Thank you. Thank you.
That's Nick Gareiss from East Lansing, Michigan. Nice to be here with you. And nice to be here with all of you in real life and on the internet somewhere. This is our last thing we have to do. Yeah, might as well. Okay.
It's Peggy.
Yes, thank you, Peggy.
Look up, look down that lonesome road. Hang down your little head and cry. Hang down your little head and cry. Thank you, David. The longest train I ever saw was 99 coaches long. Was 99 coaches long. And the only one I ever loved was on that train and gone. Was on that train and gone. Da 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 da. They died. They died. Hey. The darkest night I ever saw was the day I left my home. Was the day I left my home. If two best friends must part someday, then why not you and I? Then why not you and I?
Cheers.
Thank you. Caleb Teicher.
Thank you.